Hello, friends. Welcome to Global Tarot Circle. It's so nice to see you. This is our monthly tarot meetup. If you're watching the replay, thanks for being here. If you're here with me right now, we are multi-streaming. We are on YouTube horizontal, YouTube vertical, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. So, what happens at Global Tarot Circle? Well, for the first half of our time together, we will do readings. If you are here and you have your tarot deck with you, please let us know where you are, where in the world you are, and what deck you're working with. I'm in Palm City, Florida, and I am still working with my beautiful mini Wiser Tarot, which has become one of my very, very, very favorite tarot decks. So let us know where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. The next thing, Stacy, there's a new mini Wiser Tarot? Yes, ma'am. There is. Let's go right on over to CardCam. Okay, so here's its size. This is its back. The cardstock is very different. It's very matte. It's very good for online. Here's the box, so cute, from Wiser Tarot. Yes, there is. All right, hang on one second. I'm just trying to fix one thing that will help me, maybe. Yes, I think it will. Okay, good. Okay. So let us know where in the world you are and what deck you're working with. And as many of you know, the first half hour or so of our time together, we will spend doing readings. And we'll do that in a particular format, which many of you know. So you can also get your questions in. What are your questions for a reading? So where are you? What deck are you working with? And what questions do you have for a reading? And if you're not working with a deck, that's okay too. We're still happy to have you. What questions do you have? So Terry Rosario, good to see you. Thanks for being a member in Coral Springs using Mini Wiser as well. Christina, thank you for being a member in Chester County, PA, using Everyday Witch Mini Tarot. You know, I didn't know they had a mini, and now my shopping list will include that. I find that these days I like a mini. I really do. I really, really do. Jenna Perkins, so good to see you. Stacy Soros, thank you for being a member. You're in West Palm Beach using Hanson Roberts, which is naturally small. Just a question about the year ahead, as today is your birthday. Oh my goodness, happy birthday. That is fabulous. Thank you for spending some of your birthday with us. Happy birthday, Jen Schultz. So good to see you. Thanks for being a member. So let's see. Karina Gallant in Canada, using in Canada Maritimes, Rider Waite. Gotcha. Perfect. Love it. And Terry reminds us to get your tarot deck orders in tonight for Amazon Prime Day. You know, that's actually really smart. That's really smart. All right, let's get going. And so we're going to do readings for about half an hour. Then in the second half of our time together, we will do some tarot study, obviously informal. I have some thoughts of things that we will do or could do. But if you have questions, don't put them in yet. But when I open the floor for questions about tarot, please do. All right. So do we have a lot of Libras here with us? Oh, Jen Schultz, the reason you can't see the chat is you're watching on vertical. But that's okay. I will translate for you. So the way, I have to admit, like when we started figuring out how we would do these readings, we were not multi-streaming. Multi-streaming makes it a little easier, but here's what's going to happen. Jen, you'll hear me announce the reading. You can do the reading and I'll read it so people can hear it. So that absolutely works. And I just want to comment on the number of Libras we have here today, and I'm happy with that. Who watches the what? Nice to see you over on Twitch. This is our monthly tarot meetup, virtual, obviously. So glad you're here. Juby Wright, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. You're also a Libra. Oh my goodness. I always like Libras, I have to say. Okay. Oh, you're like right on the cusp there, Juby. Oh my goodness gracious. Are we doing readings? Yes, we are. Who watches the watch? Yes, we are. So if you have a question, go ahead and put the question in and we will handle it for you. Absolutely, yes. Lady Lenormand, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Oh my goodness, Terry, your birthday was the 3rd. That's fabulous. Oh, you came over where the cool kids are. Gotcha, Jen. Glad you're here. I switched over and I'm a Libra too. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So first of all, here's the format for the readings. I'll read the question aloud. I will pull one card to answer the question. Anyone who wants to do that reading will also pull one card and will put in the comments the name of the person they're reading for, the name of the card they got, and their interpretation. Just don't just say the name of the card. Say your interpretation. So that works well for YouTube horizontal. The first question we're going to do is who watches the watch over on Twitch? And so anyone who wants to do this first one, you're going to tag it as who for who watches the watch, put the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And when I see them, I will read them aloud. So who watches the watch while watching over on Twitch can hear them. All right. Does that all make sense? Okay, so first up on Twitch, who watches the watch? Tag it who, name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Just wondering what the rest of the year has in store for me. 4 of Cups reversed. I feel like you have a lot of power here. I feel like there's stuff going on in your life, some of what you like, some that you like, a lot that you don't like. And if you can stay positive, even when dealing with things that you don't really like and don't really enjoy, then you will bring positive things into your life. I'm afraid if you lean into the things that you're not enjoying, you'll end up with more of the same. That's my concern. So if anyone else wants to do that reading, I will read it aloud. All right. The next request that I see, and we're hopping on over to YouTube at this moment. And thank you everyone for the birthday wishes. I also have an October birthday, but on the Scorpio side of things. Okay. Oh, here we go. Who watches the watch over on Twitch? Christina on YouTube. Got the Ace of Cups for you. Open your heart, a new beginning in your emotional life. Oh my, like that can even be the card of a new relationship or a deepening relationship. That's a beautiful thing. Also for who? From Lady Lenormand, 2 of Pentacles. You may need to make a decision about your health, something you may have been putting off. It's time to do something about it. All right, that was also for who watches the watch over on Twitch. Thank you so very much. All right. For who on Twitch from Trey Cameron. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. You got the 5 of Cups. Might be a bit down, but things will get better. Choose your thoughts wisely. Yeah. Hey, Cheryl, good to see you. Okay, so next question. Smile Soul 20 over on YouTube. So I will not read these aloud. If you're on YouTube horizontal, I will not be reading your other answers aloud, just the card I read for you. You can read through the comments to see the rest. Okay. And Smile Soul 20, you're up next, but let me just say for who watches the watch from Terry on YouTube, you got the Queen of Pentacles with the advice to nurture yourself in this time. Okay. Smile Soul 20, here we go. Thanks for being a member for more than 4 years, and thanks for being a moderator. We really appreciate you. My question is, what does the universe want me to know? If you want to do this reading at Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Smile Soul 20, the universe wants you to know, King of Swords. The universe wants you to know you're large and in charge. You are a strong leader. You're a good communicator. And whether or not people always see this, it is the truth. So it's important for you to see it. Anyone else want to do that reading? At Smile Soul 20, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right. Mixuir, you're running off to a tournament. Mixuir, thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. You're running off to a tournament. That sounds like fun. But wondering if Angie's source is right and I should pursue it. Okay, so basically the question, Mixuir's question, should they pursue it? Should Mixuir pursue it? All right, let's see. I don't think it's 100%. I really don't, Mixuir. Maybe there's something there that's good, but I would be careful here. And again, if you'd like to do that reading, at Mixuir, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Christina, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. We really appreciate you. Thanks for using members only emojis. What does the universe want me to know? All right, if you'd like to do this reading, at Christina, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. What does the universe want Christina to know? Speaking of large and in charge, my goodness. So, Christina, I'm going to say this is about taking a larger view, that there may be something going on that you're looking at with like tiny minutia, that you're really just looking at it. And you may need to pull back and see the bigger picture in order to get a handle on what you're dealing with. Take a larger view. That's what I would say. Let's see what other people have to say. At Christina, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right. Karina Morrison, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Do you see me being Do you see me being compensated for not having gas, which would be separate from the other tenants? Got it. Okay, so that would be like for your heat and hot water. Okay. If you'd like to do this reading, at Karina, Karina, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Hey, Jen, good to see you over on Facebook. Okay. Do we see you being compensated for this? Not without a fight. It's going to take a fight for that. Let's see what other people have to say. Again, at Karina, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Hey, Jennifer Melissa Diaz, so good to see you coming in on YouTube Vertical. Glad you're here. Let us know if you have a question for the cards. All right. Trey Cameron, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. May I please have a message from Spirit? All right, so if you'd like to do this reading, at Trey, Trey, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. If you're on YouTube horizontal, Trey will be able to read it because that's where Trey is. If you're not on YouTube horizontal, if you're on YouTube vertical, as Jennifer is and A Batro is, or if you're on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitch, do the reading and I will read it aloud so Trey can hear. So, one card, at Trey Cameron, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. And the question is, hang on, what was the question? Hang on, looking for the question. Oh, simply, may I please have a message from Spirit? Easy enough. A message from Spirit for Trey. At Trey, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right. Trey. The message from Spirit is all about healing. It's about your own healing, the healing that you're working on. And I think it's about the healing you bring to others as well. Again, anyone else who wants to do that reading, at Trey, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right. And Jennifer, Melissa, I see your request and we will be getting to it. It's so good to have you here. All right. Jen Schultz, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 2 years. General message from the universe. All right, here we go. If you'd like to do this reading, at Jen, Jen, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. General message. Okay. So I know you're a sports fan, and I've seen online that you have not been happy about your team not winning. And like, this could be that simple. Like the Six of Wands reversed could be as simple. Like when I see that, what I see is not winning. And I've just seen you being upset that your team's not winning. So it could be that. But I want to look deeper. I'm going to ask you, Jen Schultz, are there ways where you feel like you're not winning personally and in a bigger way? Are you looking to do something new, start something new, but afraid to start? How can you get on the horse and win? That's my question to you. So if you'd like to do that reading, at Jen, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Hey, Laughing Cap, nice to see you. Oh, Christina, you're just the woman of aces tonight. So cool. I love that. I'm glad people in the village are getting aces. I feel like new energy, always a good thing. All right. Karina Gallant, good to see you. Thanks for being here. A time frame for when I will be receiving an expected blessing that is expected to come in. So when will this expected thing happen? We're doing timing, people. When do we think it will happen? How long will it take? All right, one card. At Karina, Corena, Corena, Karina. We have two of them spelled differently. At Karina, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. When will this blessing come in? I think it's going to take some more time, Karina. With the 10 of Wands, I feel like it will happen. And if I had to say, I'd say maybe, I'm going to say maybe 2.5 more months, like by the end of the year, maybe, is what we're thinking. Let's see what other people have to say. Again, if you'd like to do this reading, at Karina, Corena, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Dharma Dom over on Twitch. So good to see you. Glad you're here. This is our monthly tarot meetup. Right now we're doing readings. Let us know if you'd like a reading. You can also participate in doing the readings if you like. Glad you're here. And in about 10 minutes, we're shifting over to about 30 minutes of tarot, informal tarot study and discussion. All right. Let's hop on over to YouTube Portrait, where my good friend Jennifer Melissa is looking for a message from Spirit, and her daughter Elena is there too. Hello, Elena. So nice to see you. Okay, if you'd like to do this reading, at Jennifer, the name of the card you got and your interpretation, and I will read it aloud so she may hear it. Message from the universe is the question. Jennifer, name of the card you got and your interpretation. Ooh, I love this. Jennifer Melissa, Ace of Wands. The message is out with the old and in with the new. It is time for new energy, new spirit, new creativity, new projects, and bringing new energy into your life. End of story. There we go. All right. Wendy Robeson, so good to see you. Thanks for being a member for more than 3 years. Thanks for being a moderator. Here we go. Can I have a message from my spirit guides, please? All right, and if you'd like to do this reading, at Wendy, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Wendy, you got the Two of Cups reversed. I feel like this is about a couple of things. I do wonder if there is an ex that is still having a hold on you. I do wonder if there is some self-esteem stuff that you need to be working on. And I do wonder if you're feeling discouraged around partnership. No reason to be discouraged. No reason to be discouraged, but every reason to make sure your ties are cut from the past and that you are being a good partner to yourself. Okay. At Wendy, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right. Laughing Cap, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. May I please have a message from my spirit guides? All right, if you'd like to do this reading, at Laughing Cap, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right, Laughing Cap, message from your spirit guides. There may be ways that you're not trusting yourself as much as you should, and there may be ways that you're trusting someone or something more than you should. More than you should. Okay. Anyone want to do that reading? At Laughing Cap, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right. Oh, and Wendy's feedback. Yes to all of the above. I've been hearing that too. Got it. Appreciate it. Okay, very good. Juby Wright, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Juby is spelled Jubie. Here's the question. May I ask, I love this. May I ask how I better assist myself in sharing my gifts? What a lovely question. I love this. If you'd like to do this reading, at Juby, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. All right. Let's see what we got. Okay, Juby Wright, here we go. Juby, it's all about confidence. You need confidence. And, I feel like it's not even like self-confidence as much as it is in the talent or spirit or gift that moves through you. But with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, it's all about confidence. If you'd like to do this reading, at Juby Wright, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. Astro Ascension Tarot, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Let us know if you have a question, either a question for the cards or a question about tarot. In about 5 minutes, we'll switch out of readings and into study. So the floor will be open for questions about tarot, tarot spreads, tarot readings, tarot cards, divination in general. So let us know what questions you might have. Right now, the floor is open for all. TJ and GA, so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Is there meaning in my work being slow and my desire to get my house in order? If you'd like to do this reading at TJ and GA, the name of the card you got and your interpretation. I think the slowness is helping you do exactly that which you wish to do, and it's going to make you feel so good. The meaning is your own happiness. Meaning is your own happiness. Baby Cakes came in early. Good to see you. Baby Cakes is back in the USA. Good to see you. Welcome back. Great to be back. I'm recuperating from COVID. Yeah, hard trip. I liked the newsletter and your Buick story. Did anyone have a chance to read the newsletter yet? I lost my beloved Buick about 2 years ago when someone totaled it while it was parked. I remember that. I loved that car and was pretty depressed when it happened. That said, maybe it was better that it happened because it was giving me some scary troubles. Maybe it scared my life. Yeah, there you go. I'm not sure that was your question, though. Do you have a question for us, Baby Cakes? Happy to do the reading. All right. Let's see. Astro Ascension, do you have a question? And let's see. See what we got here. I am seeing a lot of readings happening, but I'm not seeing questions for readings yet. So let's open the floor. And if there are people who have not asked questions for readings yet, we can still honor them for the next few moments. But I'd also like to open the floor for your questions about tarot and divination. What would you like to know? What's going on? And I have a question to start you out. And this actually came up on Monday. I will ultimately do a whole class on this topic, but I think it's a great conversation. And the conversation is, how do you manage energy before, during, and after a tarot reading? What are your practices? Go ahead and chat them in. Astro Ascension, the reason you can't see all the chat is you're coming in on vertical and most of the chat is happening on horizontal. But I'm certainly reading stuff aloud to make sure wherever you're coming in from. I'm multi-streaming right now on YouTube, horizontal, vertical, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. So I'll make sure that for people who can't see the chat, I'll read aloud the important things. We do have another question for a reading. Stacy Soros, thank you so much for being a member. We really appreciate you, and happy birthday. Today is Stacy's birthday, everyone. So let's do, here you are, you came over. Gotcha, Astro Ascension, good. So it's Stacy's birthday today. And so we want to give Stacy some extra love in this reading, right? Stacy says, I'd love a view of what the universe has in store for the year ahead of me. All right. So let's do this. A birthday card for Stacy. We are doing birthday cards. Stacy. Queen of Swords. So, this is not the most joyful, most happy card, but it is a card of real strength, real integrity, and real nurturance. So in this year ahead for you, I think there's going to be opportunity. This is the card of the smart woman, right? And for those of you who don't know, I've shared this with Stacy a million times, but when I was just getting to know Stacy and Jen came to me through Mary Ellen Collins. And I was just getting to know Stacy, and Mary Ellen one day says, that Stacy Soros is so smart. And this is the card of the very smart woman. So I feel like this is going to be a year of doing great at your job, doing great at all of your volunteer stuff, doing great at your own creation, to actually have the time and space to create the things that you want to create. That's what I see there. All right. All right. And if anyone has asked for a reading and I haven't seen it, please let me know. We had some tech issues with the chat, so I'm doing my best to catch up. Okay. We have a great tarot question. Wendy Robeson, I love this question. And I want everyone to ring in on this. What is the meaning behind bottom of the deck energy? And how is it helpful in readings, or is it not? So this is the deal, right? There are people who, when doing a reading, will pull the card from the bottom of the deck as well and give that, like whatever card is on the bottom of the deck is important. So this was not something that was being taught when I was first learning. Astro Ascension says it's the subconscious energy. I love that. Does anyone use this? Does anyone use the bottom of the deck card? And if you do, what do you use it for? I only ever use it in this one way, and I'm going to share this with you. Y'all get ready to learn a tarot spread. Oh, Jennifer, sometimes as the outcome. Interesting, interesting. Trey sees it perhaps as the shadow aspect. All right. And Astro Ascension says, I used to do this. This is the only time I ever bother to look at the bottom of the deck. If I'm doing a 3-card reading that I think is going to need to break out, I'll do it like this. I will not pull 3 cards. I will shuffle. I'll cut this way. And then for the last one, because remember, this was the top of the deck, I'm going to go like this. Okay. So now, whatever the 3-card, whatever each, is it body, mind, spirit? Is it past, present, future? Is it you, them, and the relationship? There's a lot of different 3-card readings. But whatever it is, I'm going to turn these cards over and I'm going to interpret them. If I need more, I'm going to pick these up and I'm going to say, well, let's dig a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper. And if I need more, I'm going to say, what lies beneath all of this? And that's when I'm going to take that bottom card. This is the only time I ever use bottom cards. Otherwise, okay, this is just me, no shade on anyone. There are no tarot police. Do it the way that works for you. But for me, I'm feeling like if you want to know the shadow aspect, that's a position or a question. If you want to know what the subconscious energy is, that's a position or a question. I don't feel the need to do that. But if you do and it works for you, it's great. And please enjoy this spread. All right. That was fun. And an interesting question. As I said, this is a very modern technique. It's not something, I think it's really something that has come up in the past decade or so, maybe. Okay. So let's see what else we got here. Oh, Astro Ascension. Now I do the Astro dice in place of back of the deck energy. Yeah, I love that. I like that better. I do. Lady Lenormand, the card on the bottom of the deck, sometimes I pull to represent things that are unknown about the situation or what is beneath the surface of the reading. Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Okay. And Juby says, I do, but I've only been doing tarot for a little over the year, and the readers I was watching at the time used it, so I thought it was common practice. Yeah, I don't think it is. I mean, it wasn't in my generation. I don't know. I use it for general energy around the reading. Yeah, and the basic rule about tarot is this. If it works, you're doing it right. If you're getting a reading that is accurate, appropriate, and helpful, you're doing it right. there's no right or wrong way. To be right. I do like the idea of dice, though. Those Astro dice are cool AF. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love that. I love that so much. Okay. I see your question, Lady Lenormand, and thank you so much for being here. It's so good to see you. I am going back to, it's Rebecca. I'm looking for Rebecca. Rebecca Dusk, so happy to see you. I hope you're doing really well. Okay, you ready? Tarot question in 2 parts. Rebecca Dusk, thank you for being a member. We really appreciate you. Here we go. Tarot question in 2 parts. Right about 7:02 tonight, I had a whole bunch of things bombard me at once. I got here at 7:10 and felt way too flustered to read, and that's why that hasn't happened, but we're so glad you're here regardless. And that hasn't happened really before. Not so bad here in this safe space, but in a real life situation made me realize I think I need an emergency plan for when anxiety locks my brain down. And if I understand correctly, Rebecca, please correct me or what? Please correct me. My understanding, Rebecca, is either you now do or you hope to do more reading for the public. And so you had this experience in this relatively safe space where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm frazzled. This energy is not it, not doing the readings. Not doing the readings. And I mean, I think that's a fine reaction. Energy is not right, not doing it. But if you're in a situation where you absolutely have to, if you're in a situation where you absolutely have to, and something has happened, you got a weird phone call, Amy Foreman tells this great story of forgetting her tarot cards for a corporate gig and having to use someone's like ridiculous deck and just running with it. Like, there are so many things that can happen in the professional setting. How do you deal with that? And that was exactly the thing I wanted to talk about because it's an energy practice. Rebecca, yes, I'm on the cusp of doing this more publicly, right at the scary stage. Understood. So, I would love to hear everyone, this goes back to the question of energy management. What do you do for energy management? In the case of weird things happening, in the case of not weird things happening, if you're flustered, if you're anxious, or just to get started, what are your energy practices? I will share mine, but I'd love to hear yours as well. So I think this is great. Astro Ascension Tarot says 36, and then says, excuse, the cat did that. Your cat said 36. So in numerology, 36 is 9, which is the most spiritual of all numbers. If you think about 3 times 3, by the power of 3 times 3. So your kitty is a magical kitty. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is good. This is good. So from Lady Lenormand to Rebecca, when I read for someone, I ask them to close their eyes and focus on breathing in and out for 30 seconds to 1 minute. I do it as well, so I can connect energetically with them. It's very calming. I love that. That's good. And Juby, I'll be 36 in a few days, and the kitty is saying happy birthday. So let's see. This is a good conversation. Terry, I love how Christiana knocks the deck to clear the deck's cards. Let's knock on ourselves to clear the energy. So that's such an interesting story because, yeah, I always do that. And I always thought I was just doing it to jog the deck because when I'm going to shuffle, I don't want a card to get bent accidentally. So before I shuffle, I go. And the first tarot conference I went to, I learned that is a technique for clearing the deck. So I was doing that before even knowing that was a thing, right? I love that. So, Rebecca, like if I had a few minutes to breathe and ground, but it triggered in the middle of reading somehow or something. Yeah. Yeah. So, oh, and that has happened to me. That has happened to me. So, hey, your mama, good to see you. Thanks for being here. This is our tarot meetup. Glad you're here. So, if you're like in the middle of the reading, you've already started the reading, it is perfectly okay. Put your hands on the table, put your feet on the ground, be conscious of your butt in the chair, and take a moment and breathe and just tell your client, I need a minute. Because, you know, the client knows that they're there for energy work, like they know. And so if you're doing something to fix the energy, they're going to be okay with it. You can also like shake it off. Like you can do some pretty crazy things at the tarot table and it's not going to be a problem because that's kind of what they expect. So don't be afraid of it happening. If it does happen, see it as a more spiritual thing versus a mental health thing, whether or not it is. And just do it. Like I can do a lot with hand motions too. So there's all of that. So Claire C, this sounds crazy, but one of my best energy strategies is to hold my tongue is to hyper focus on my big toe. This kept me from telling off my boss. Would that help in a reading? I'm not sure. Wendy, stop and take a few minutes and go within. Sure. When energy is scattered, this comes from Astro Ascension. When energy is scattered, I imagine putting that energy in a bubble and popping it. Then I breathe and ground. It's called the bubble technique. Oh, we love this. Rebecca, did you hear that? What did you think about that? Could that be helpful? Could that be helpful? Your mama over on Twitch is looking for a reading. Did you have a particular question? I'm not going to open it up for the group to read, but I'd be happy to handle it. Let me know if you have a particular question and we'll make a teachable moment out of it. Oh, Rebecca Dusk, thank you for allowing me to ask this time-consuming question. Not a problem. That's what we're here for. That is the whole purpose of this, is to handle your time-consuming questions about tarot. So yeah. I realize that I've been under a higher than usual stress level. Yes. Due to waiting on medical stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, and I will, before we say goodbye, I'm going to share like my big energy techniques as well. Okay, so here's a teachable moment. I'm going to read for Yo Mama on Twitch. Now, you know, when it's a single card that is like, what does the universe want me to know? That's pretty easy. But when someone generally asks for a general question, they have a general reading. Like suppose someone has paid you for an hour and they want to start with a general. How do you do that? I'm going to show you real quick. And here's the thing. This is me doing a Celtic cross in 3 minutes or less. Here we go. This is a general reading for your mama. And here's what I'm doing. I'm going to do my entire 11 card Celtic cross, and I am going to interpret it in 3 minutes or less. Getting the cards out is going to take the longest time. So that was reversed. Okay. That's an unfortunate reversal. Okay, so with this spread, I always see these 4 cards combined having to do with the world outside and the cross kind of having to do with you. And so all of these 4 cards are reversed. So the first thing I'm going to say, your mama, I feel like you're having a hard time figuring out how you show up in the world or how you want to show up in the world. Wendy says you're coming out of a tower moment, and that may well be true. There may have been some real upset of late, things that you really can't control at all. And I think you're having a hard time trusting your way forward. But at this point, I think you need to find your healing, find your courage, find your vision, because you're good at having vision. You're good at having vision. And move forward nonetheless. Maybe there has been a relationship issue. Maybe there has been some other kinds of difficulty as well. Trust yourself and move forward. That's the important thing. That's the important thing. And your mama says, I don't know anymore. Yeah. The whole thing is you have to trust yourself and your circumstances and your vision for the future. Your vision for the future was never wrong. It may have been wrong about a particular person, place, or thing, but broadly was never wrong. All right, let me know what you think. That was a teachable moment right there. All right. Okay. So, Terry says, I read in one of Laurie Cabot's books, in the air, make a sign of an X over the issue. See the issue in front of you and then motion the X over it. So the thing is, recognizing what Cabot magic is, I feel like you would only want to do that if it's not something you're ever going to go back to and deal with. Because I feel like a lot of times the things that bother us in a reading are the things we really are going to have to deal with later. And so to exit out before you deal with it does not make sense. So I would say only do that if it's something you're never going to deal with again. Your mama, small cards, big message. Yes. Yes, yes. So if it's for your ex and you never want to talk to your ex again, definitely put an X on your ex. For sure. For sure. Now. Oh, and Rebecca says, I think it can be helpful. Thank you. I'll be going back over the stream and writing some things down. Remember that it will take 24 hours for the chat to show back up. So come back in 24 hours and the chat will be there. Oh, Astro Ascension, high vibrations today, and it's sending me warmth. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So may I share with you the energy technique that I use? Okay, this is before every reading. And if something happens like what Rebecca is describing, I'll go back to it in the reading. So before a reading, I start with the root chakra. And in fact, why don't you all do this with me? I start with the root chakra. I breathe into the root chakra. And as I breathe into the root chakra, I feel it open, spin, and heal itself, because that mofo always needs to heal. So breathe into that and then send energy from the root chakra into the legs, the knees, the feet, and down into the floor. And even if you're on like the 12th story of an apartment building, it doesn't matter. Keep sending that energy all the way down until it gets into the earth. And you'll know you're there because you can actually feel your energy like roots, like little tendrils curling into the earth. And as you breathe, you want to discover what the earth feels like to you. Is it cool? Is it damp? Is it dry? Is it moist? What is it? What does the earth feel like? Then as you breathe, bring that energy from the earth up, back into the legs and into the root chakra, and affirm that you are grounded and supported. The earth will be a solid and continuous source of energy for you. Now, as you breathe, bring the energy all the way up, all the way up. And if you hitch somewhere, you have to stop and breathe into the hitch. Bring it all the way up. Breathe to the crown. Gather energy at the crown, and then send your energy up. And this is where you welcome in your guides, your guardians, your ancestors, and those of your client. Now, let that energy come down around you as protection and allow it to come back up through the root chakra, out the top of your head like a fountain in all directions, and keep that cycling through. So you've sent energy all the way up to bring in spirit help, but then you're now keeping the energy cycling around you like a fountain. And then I will go heart to heart with my client. They're not aware that I'm doing that, but I do it, and then I close it off at the end of the reading. That's what I do. How does that sound? Do you do something similar? Do you find that something that is helpful? Were you able to get a taste of it as I walked you through it? What do you think? Astro Ascension, it reminds you of the Celestial Tarot 10 of Cups. That's great. Lynn Batwell, good to see you. Welcome to our tarot meetup. Glad you're here. Rebecca, I remember that I do know some DBT techniques and polyvagal stuff too, and meditation stuff. Funny how you can forget these things temporarily. And that's where, like, here's the truth. Whether you're working a party, a stage show, a private reading, a phone reading, whatever it is, we all get stage fright. We all do. And we all get anxiety, and we all get things from our lives coming in. Oh, there's another piece of that meditation. Speaking of things from our lives, I forgot to tell you. If I'm going through a lot of stuff, I take all my stuff and I put it into this imaginary box right here. Do you see that? And I put the box over here. I'll do that too. Come back and get it later. Oh my gosh. Rebecca, I believe you, and absolutely amazed at how helpful one question and some answers was. Thank you for being my therapy tonight. Rebecca, we've all been there. Like, this is not a problem unique to you. This is a problem unique to tarot reading and probably every kind of divination. All right, I saw another question earlier about the High Priestess. I am going back to look for the High Priestess question. If you were the one to ask the High Priestess question, maybe reiterate it for me. But I know, oh, here it is. Karina, glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Here's a question for everyone. Have you ever used the High Priestess as a prediction of death or heard of it predicting death? There's a question. So physical death. What do y'all think? High Priestess, a card that could predict physical death. I've thought about it. Why? Because the High Priestess literally travels between the worlds. I see it probably more as dealing with subconscious, or maybe mediumship, maybe. Here she is. Karina, it was me. I was wondering if you've ever seen the High Priestess associated with death. So technically, I don't think I have, but have I thought about it? Of course I have, because she travels to the underworld. But then again, I feel like she travels to the underworld and then comes back, like as Persephone does. So Trey, High Priestess reversed could indicate a natural disaster involving water, so maybe. So Karina, I got to know the source of the question. Was it something that came to you? Was it something you saw or read? Like, you don't have to answer, but I would love to know, like, what was the source of the question? Yeah, Trey, in a roundabout way. Absolutely. You know, and it's funny, it was just recently. I was reading for someone and they asked about an elderly relative and the High Priestess came up, and it did give me pause for thought. it did make me wonder if they were nearing the end of their life. And what it caused me to do, and I mean, they are older, so I mean, we all are nearing the end of our life in that context. But what it caused me to do was pull more cards, which is kind of always my answer. If I don't know what I'm doing, I mean, if I don't know what to say about something, I'll pull more cards. Like, there it is. Jennifer Melissa, I pulled a reading today. Card for my energy was Queen of Wands, and the card for him was the High Priestess. So that's so interesting. That's so interesting. Do you want to say more about what that meant or what questions you have about that? Karina, I was doing a reading on someone and it came up 2 different times and then the person died. Let me ask you, was there anything else in there that would have led you to that conclusion? That's interesting. And I mean, she does travel to the world of the dead. So yeah, there it is. There it is. Justine, so good to see you joining last minute. We don't. I am so sorry. We are in our last 4 minutes, Justine. I'm so glad you're here and it's so good to see you, but you're going to have to catch us next time. Thank you. Oh, Trey, is there any card that still gives you trouble? Or does that come and go? Oh, all 78 of them will give me trouble from time to time. But, you know, and maybe this is the thing to end on. What do you do if you're looking at a card and you have no idea what it means? It's the Mary K. Greer technique. Say the name of the card aloud, even if you're alone, and start talking about it, and it'll come to you. So temporarily, yes, but I always use that trick and it always works. Jennifer Melissa, it was my energy toward him now and his energy toward me now. He then asked me if he can call me tonight. So that's concerning to me. The High Priestess would suggest to me, if that's what he's thinking of, he may want to reconcile. Obviously, you do you, but when the High Priestess comes up for a person who is romantically interested in a woman, it's very positive for how they're feeling about you. So yeah. Oh, Lady Lenormand, that Mary K. Greer trick could also work for reading anxiety. Right, like if, as an example, if the Fool came up and I had no idea what the Fool meant in that context, I might say to my client, I understand all these other cards, but I have no idea how this fits in. It's the Fool. It has a very special place in the deck, and I'll start talking about the card, and within a second I'll be like, oh, I know what this is. There it is. Now, the other thing, like there is a minority report there, Jennifer Melissa. Hopefully we can find a peaceful way to be friends. I mean, the High Priestess can be a peaceful card. But the High Priestess can also talk about silence. He could think you were secretive in some way. Rebecca Dusk, I want to thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for that, Rebecca. And it says, what to say? Turn my night around. Thank you all. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. So Jennifer, if he's upset with you, it's going to be because he thinks you kept a secret or didn't say something about something. But yeah, there it is. All right. We are in our final minute. Wendy, if I have a card and can't figure it out, I usually will ask for an explanation on that card and pull more. Right. So if I get a card and I'm like, 2 of Cups reversed, what are you trying to say to me? Oh, trying to say that you really should leave that person in the dust and move on. Sure, absolutely. Karina, it's like they leveled up spiritually, aka died. I would definitely not see that as a prominent thing. Like the next time you see the High Priestess, I wouldn't be worried. Excuse me. But I get it. It makes sense to me. It totally makes sense to me. Trey, what card most speaks of someone losing the plot, so to speak? An ex-friend whose personality has changed. Death, maybe, sure. Seven of Cups can be confusion. Any of the court cards reversed is sort of like, what the heck are they doing? But I do like Death. Yeah. Yeah. And Karina, good point. That really brings to mind the importance of context. Context is everything. Absolutely everything. All right. Trey says Mary Kay Greer is a genius. I often say that without Mary Kay Greer, none of us would be here doing what we do. I really feel like she and Rachel Pollack are the tarot mothers of us all. Really. Okay. Oh, and Jennifer Melissa says, okay, I'll see how it flows. Definitely let me know. What a lovely time. Thank you to everyone. Well, thank you for joining us. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. Friends, members, moderators, thank you so much for spending time with us this evening. We really appreciate you. Thanks to the members especially. Thank you for the super chat, Rebecca. Thank you to everyone for participating. Really appreciate all of you. Take really good care. Oh, Astro Ascension, time for me to go live. Well, go check out Astro Ascension Tarot then, and make sure you follow them as well. Lady Lenormand, same thing. Make sure you follow Lady Lenormand as well. Everyone, my friends, thank you so much. This time next week, 7 p.m., exactly a week from now, I will have my good friend Eric Arcadian back on for another Weird Wednesday. So I hope you join us for that as well. And of course, I'll be back on Friday for your Friday weekly wrap up. In the meanwhile, book a reading. My friends, thank you so very much. Take good care. Thanks.